There comes a quiet moment in life when you look around and feel like everyone else is moving forward while you are standing still. You scroll through stories of success, milestones, achievements, and celebrations, and a small voice inside you asks, "What am I doing wrong?" If you've ever felt that way, let me tell you something important. You are not behind. You are simply on your own timeline. Life does not run on a single clock. There is no universal schedule for success, love, healing, or purpose. Yet so many of us judge ourselves as if there were. We compare our chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20, and then we punish ourselves for not being further along. But comparison is one of the fastest ways to forget who you are and what you are here to do. Feeling behind does not mean you have failed. It means you are still growing. It means you are still learning. It means you are still becoming. Some of the strongest, wisest, and most fulfilled people you admire today once felt lost, delayed, and uncertain. Their breakthrough didn't come early. It came right on time. Sometimes life slows you down not to stop you, but to prepare you. It pauses you so you can build strength, clarity, and resilience. The delays you dislike may be protecting you from paths you are not ready to walk yet. The waiting may be shaping you into someone who can handle what is coming next. You are not late to your life. You are exactly where you need to be to learn the lessons that will support your future. Growth is not always visible. Progress does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes progress looks like healing, like unlearning, like choosing yourself after years of self-doubt. So if you feel behind, don't rush your journey. Don't shame your pace. Don't abandon yourself just because things haven't happened yet. Trust that your path is unfolding in ways you cannot fully see right now. Your life is not a race. It is a story, and some of the most powerful stories take time to build. Keep going. You are not behind. You are becoming. One of the most painful beliefs people carry is the idea that they are behind in life. Somewhere along the way, society created an invisible clock and convinced us that by a certain age we should have achieved certain milestones. A career by this time, stability by that time, happiness, success, and confidence on a strict schedule. But the truth is this: life does not operate on a single timeline, and neither do you. Feeling behind often comes from comparison. We look at other people's highlight moments and measure them against our private struggles. We compare their visible success to our invisible growth. But what you don't see is their full story, the failures they endured, the delays they faced, the nights they doubted themselves. Every person's journey unfolds differently, and no two paths are meant to look the same. You are not late. You are learning. You are becoming. You are gathering the experiences, lessons, and wisdom you will need for the life you are meant to live. Some people bloom early, others bloom later. Both are beautiful. Both are valid. A flower that blooms in its own season is never behind. It is right on time. When you believe you are late, you rush. You make decisions from fear instead of clarity. You chase approval instead of purpose. You try to catch up to a version of life that was never designed for you. And in that rush, you lose the opportunity to truly understand who you are and what you want. Your timeline matters because it is shaped by your unique circumstances, your background, your struggles, and your strengths. Every setback you faced taught you something. Every delay built resilience. Every pause prepared you for a deeper level of growth. What feels like lost time is often preparation time. Life is not a race. It is a journey of alignment, and alignment cannot be rushed. The moments when you feel stuck are often the moments when something inside you is being reshaped. You are shedding old beliefs. You are unlearning expectations that were never yours. You are building emotional strength, self-awareness, and inner stability, qualities that matter far more than speed. There is power in realizing that your worth is not determined by how quickly you achieve something. Your value does not decrease because someone else reached a milestone before you. Your life is not behind schedule just because it doesn't look like someone else's. You are allowed to grow at your own pace. Some of the strongest, wisest, and most fulfilled people found their purpose later in life. Not because they failed early, but because they were becoming ready. They were learning patience. They were building character. They were developing the inner foundation that would allow them to handle success when it finally arrived. If you are feeling behind right now, take a breath. Look at how far you have come. Look at what you survived. Look at the strength it took just to be here. That strength matters. That growth counts. That journey is valid. Trust your timing. Honor your process. Keep showing up for yourself even when progress feels slow. You are not late to your life. You are arriving exactly when you need to. And one day you will look back and realize every delay, every detour, every moment of doubt led you to exactly where you were meant to be. One of the heaviest burdens people carry when they feel behind in life is the belief that they are running out of time. They look around and see others achieving milestones, building careers, finding love, or reaching goals they once dreamed of. Slowly, comparison turns into quiet panic. A voice begins to whisper, "You're late. You should be further by now," or "You missed your chance." But the truth is this: your timeline is not broken. It is simply different. Life was never meant to follow one universal schedule. There is no single age for success, no fixed moment for happiness, and no deadline for becoming who you are meant to be. Growth does not move in straight lines, and progress does not happen on command. Some people bloom early, others later, and many grow in ways that cannot be measured by titles, money, or public milestones. Just because your journey looks different does not mean it is wrong. When you believe you are behind, you start rushing. You make decisions from fear instead of clarity. You chase goals that don't align with your values simply because you feel pressured to catch up. But rushing your life only creates more confusion and regret. What you truly need is not speed, it is alignment. Alignment with your purpose, your pace, and your truth. Every experience you have had, including delays, setbacks, and pauses, has been preparing you in ways you may not yet understand. Sometimes life slows you down not to punish you, but to protect you. It teaches patience, resilience, self-awareness, and inner strength. These lessons often become the foundation of lasting success and deep fulfillment. Without them, achievements feel empty and fragile. It is important to remember that what you see in others is often incomplete. You see their highlights, not their struggles, their accomplishments, not their doubts, their results, not the years of uncertainty that came before them. Comparing your behind the scenes journey to someone else's finished chapter is unfair and harmful. You are measuring yourself with someone else's ruler. Your timeline is unfolding exactly as it needs to. The detours you took taught you something essential. The waiting seasons strengthened parts of you that success alone never could. The moments of feeling lost helped you understand what truly matters. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. Everything contributed to the person you are becoming. When you release comparison, something powerful happens. You begin to reconnect with your own pace. You start listening to your inner voice instead of outside noise. You stop chasing someone else's dream and begin building your own. And in that moment, peace replaces pressure. Your timeline is sacred. Your process matters. The lessons you are learning now will become the strength you rely on later. What feels like delay today may be preparation for a future that requires wisdom, patience, and emotional depth. So the next time you feel behind, pause and remind yourself, I am exactly where I need to be to become who I am meant to be. Your journey does not need to look like anyone else's to be valid. Your life does not need to move faster to be meaningful. You are not falling behind. You are moving forward in your own way, at your own pace, with your own purpose. And that is not weakness. That is strength in progress. One of the most silent yet powerful reasons people feel behind in life is comparison. It doesn't arrive loudly. It slips into your mind quietly when you scroll through someone else's success, someone else's relationship, someone else's achievements, and suddenly you begin to question your own journey. You start believing that because your life doesn't look like theirs, you are failing. But the truth is, comparison steals joy, confidence, and clarity while offering nothing valuable in return. Every life moves on a different timeline. Some people bloom early, some bloom late, some take long detours before they discover their true path. None of these timelines are wrong. They are simply different. When you compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10, you forget that you haven't read their whole story and they haven't lived yours. You don't see their struggles, their setbacks, their quiet nights of doubt. You only see the highlight, not the hardship. Comparison convinces you that you are running out of time. It creates a false sense of urgency, making you feel rushed, pressured, and inadequate. You begin to chase goals that aren't truly yours simply because you think you are supposed to be there by now. And in doing so, you drift further away from your authentic path. The moment you stop listening to your own inner voice and start measuring yourself against others, you lose alignment with your purpose. Your journey is not delayed, it is developing. Growth is not always visible, but that doesn't mean it isn't happening. There are seasons of preparation that look like stagnation. There are quiet periods where nothing seems to change, but internally strength is building, wisdom is forming, and clarity is taking shape. These seasons are not wasted. They are necessary. When you release comparison, you free yourself to grow at your own pace. You begin to notice your progress instead of your perceived lack. You celebrate small wins instead of dismissing them. You recognize that becoming who you are meant to be is not a race. It is a process, and every process unfolds in its own time. It is important to remember that success reached too early. Without the inner foundation to sustain it often collapses. Sometimes life slows you down not to punish you, but to prepare you, to teach you patience, to build resilience, to strengthen your character, to make sure that when your moment arrives, you are ready to handle it with grace, confidence, and wisdom. Let go of the idea that you are behind. You are exactly where you need to be to learn the lessons meant for this stage of your life. Trust that your experiences, even the painful and confusing ones, are shaping you into someone stronger than you were before. Trust that your timing is not broken. It is intentional. When you stop comparing, you stop rushing. When you stop rushing, you start living. You start making decisions from alignment instead of fear. You start honoring your own growth instead of minimizing it. You start understanding that your worth is not measured by milestones, but by the courage it takes to keep going. Your journey is yours alone. Walk it with pride. Walk it with patience. Walk it with trust. Because the moment you stop comparing your timeline to others, you reclaim your peace, your confidence, and your power.